Hey, welcome back to RetroPie. This video about the Kodi Media Center on Raspberry Pi 4 has been doing really good on my channel, but I really truly appreciate this last comment here. Can we install both RetroPie and Kodi on a single Raspberry Pi? So we're going to do that next. Okay, so when I use Bing to search for RetroPie Kodi Dual Boot, it points me towards PINN Lite. So I searched for PINN, that takes me to the SourceForge page, and I found this article, How to Install PINN Lite. Apparently you just unzip it and put it all onto a FAT32 formatted SD card. So that's what we're going to do here in this step. So I'll start my download. I'm going to just save that file. In the meantime, I'm going to get my SD card out of my Raspberry Pi 3 here, put it in my card reader, and I want to check this out because this had another Raspberry Pi install on it, so I want to check it in Disk Manager and make sure we have the whole disk available to us. So there's our PINN Lite zip. We can see the contents of it there. Let's look in Disk Manager. I'm just going to do a rescan. Yeah, see, this we want to blow away these volumes. This will give us the full use of that card. So we're going to make a new simple volume. I don't really care about that. FAT32, yes, that's good. There, it's opened up for us. So quite simply, I'm going to follow these directions. As it says here, select your card, format FAT32, download PINN Lite zip, copy the contents to the root of the formatted SD card. Seems pretty straightforward, and that's what we've done here. Okay, so now I can eject that. There we go. And I'm just going to reach down here, pop it out. Okay, there's our SD card, and we can put that up, and we're ready for the next step now. I'll fire this up and see what happens. So here you see we have the Raspberry Pi 3, and I've got a wired USB keyboard and mouse to fire this up because I think that's going to come in handy. We're also going to be using this AGPTEK HD video capture device. Some of the other cool things, we've got this inline, it's a switch on the USB power supply for the Raspberry Pi 3, so that's going to come in handy. So I'm going to finish hooking up the AGPTEK video capture device to the Raspberry Pi 3 to my 32-inch monitor on the wall here, and that's all via HDMI connections, and we'll record the next steps on the recorder here onto that USB thumb drive there. So let's set up some PINN here. Here we go. Okay, so here you see PINN starting up. First thing out of the gate, we're going to configure Wi-Fi. Okay, now we can look at all of the images available to load through PINN. Of course, we're going to go here for games, and we're going to select RetroPie. And then on the Media tab, we're going to find Kodi. Now I've loaded both OSMC and LibreELEC Kodi. We're going to go with the Kodi LibreELEC. And now we just load those. I'm going to crop out an awful lot here. But there was one thing I noticed here while loading RetroPie. RetroPie tells me that Kodi is part of RetroPie. So although we're looking at PINN right now as a dual boot option, we're going to circle back and check that out. Okay, RetroPie is installed. Here we see LibreELEC is getting installed. And now we're at the boot menu. So here you go. You can dual boot using PINN, and you can choose to use RetroPie or Kodi on LibreELEC. Okay, emulation station's just starting up here. And first thing out of the gate is configure the controller. Okay, so we push up, down, left, right, start, select, A, B, X, Y, left shoulder, right shoulder, and then we just hold the buttons down from there. I'm going to follow along in this article. Look for the link in the description below on how to load games in RetroPie. I haven't done this in a long time, but this sure makes it easier. Basically, you format a FAT32 USB thumb drive, create a folder named RetroPie, then you plug it into your RetroPie while RetroPie is loaded, and it creates subfolders. So you see I've already done that, and I've got the subfolders. So you just have to take the appropriate ROMs and put them in the ROM folder for the appropriate platform. I'm going to load Super Mario here. Yeah, that's pretty old school, but it goes with the controller I got anyway. Okay, so we eject this and plug this back into the RetroPie, and it will actually copy these to the appropriate place. So this is a very helpful article. Alright, let's check out a little Super Mario Brothers action here. I haven't played this since I first had RetroPie on my first Raspberry Pi, so here goes nothing. So you can see here we can also launch LibreELEC, Kodi, Media Center from PINN. And I'm not going to go through the setup here, but you can check that out in my video here, or look for the link down below. But I'm really intrigued by the possibility of installing Kodi directly inside of RetroPie. Could it really be this easy? It sure looks simple. One thing they don't mention really firmly in that article is you want to have your Wi-Fi configured first. So let's step through Wi-Fi configuration in RetroPie. You go into RetroPie configuration, network, then you enter a SSID. As soon as you hit that, if you haven't already chosen your country, then it asks you to choose your country. Then you go back in, set your SSID and password. So now you got Wi-Fi installed. So now we're going to go back into RetroPie setup. We're going to manage packages, manage optional packages, and you got to scroll way down to the 300s there. Oops, 314 Kodi. Your numbers may vary. Install from binary. I'm cutting out about 3 minutes. It's downloading a lot of stuff off the internet. And you can see here Kodi is installed. So I'm backing my way out. Back. Now you have to restart the emulator station, and then you go into ports, and there's Kodi. So we're going to launch Kodi now. Again, you had to restart emulation station. And here we launched Kodi. Now I'm going to show that you can exit out of Kodi and return back to RetroPie. And there we are. Alright, that's pretty cool. Okay, well I hope you had as much fun answering this comment as I did. Can we install both RetroPie and Kodi on a single Raspberry Pi? First we got to try out PINN, and we dual booted RetroPie and Kodi. And then we got to install Kodi directly inside of RetroPie. So make sure to check all the links in the description down below. Please subscribe, check out some of these other videos, and thank you very much. Thank you for watching Shitoku Tech. Please subscribe, comment, like, and share.